Hey guys, Rob, Eric, Joe, Al, anybody who plays 40K. I'm sure you guys remember this old box set, 40K Planetary Empires. This was basically a hex-based map that you could build, and you could play 40K over the campaign. So basically, each player would set down a set of tiles, and as you go, you connect them, and then you would pick a starting point each, and you would move until you basically came to a point where there was conflict between you and another player, and then you would play your games of 40K, and the winner would obviously either take that tile or, you know, whatever you set for the rules parameters of this game. I actually have the the fantasy version as well. It's called Mighty Empires. Same premise. Actually, I believe this one came first, and then Planetary Empire. But this is a very cool system that Games Workshop put out to really push the expansion of your gaming. You know, you went from straight up, you know, you versus me, you know, rock'em sock'em until it was done, to narrative campaigns, and they were really pushing this at the time, because as it was, tournaments were pretty much player versus player until everybody was eliminated and the top player was standing. Usually it was some dude who just happened to crunch numbers well enough to get exactly the points per value he needed to win the game or tournament or whatever. There was really no diversity, no storyline, no fluff, as it were. But this kind of system really lent itself to producing a narrative campaign, giving you guys something to fight for over, rather than just bragging rights, you versus me. Because I mean, we all did that, you know, especially at our gaming club. We played games of 40K and just, you know, okay, well, I won, you know, again, you won once or twice, you know, or next time, you know. But this was a really cool way to, like, you know, push that boundary of gaming, you know, gave us reason to come back. You could actually add, like, refineries and, you know, depots and bastions and shield generators. And mind you, this was like some debris there, just a starting point. Like, you could do whatever you wanted with this. I mean, you could expand it however you wanted if you were creative enough, you know, or had someone in your group who was creative enough to write more things for scenarios or add things to the campaign that, you know, outside of this little imperial element. You know, like, most of my friends play Xenos, you know, or something like that, or Chaos. So we didn't, you know, we couldn't really use this, but we created out of bits and pieces parts to represent this for each other faction. And that's just a part of it. I really encourage this type of play because it takes away from the simple you versus me rhetoric of the 40K. Now here's the actual campaign book. It was real quick, real simple. There's only a few pages. There's some ways to lay out the map if you wanted. You could do it in different color schemes depending on what world you were fighting over. I actually have these tiles too with the hive cities on them. We have a couple of those, but you know, it just gave real simple rules for how to get started, the winning criteria, you know, for each game, what these little pieces represented and what they offered for the campaign, you know, what you did during your campaign, and then it went in, you know, and that's it, and started over with a different language. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pages. That was it. Here's some of the tiles. I already connected a couple of them so you could see the difference between, because each tile had a reverse side. So I put the two sides together so you could see quickly what they had on them. Very cool. And each of these tiles, you could make rules for these tiles, of what ruins meant on a tile, or what a crater meant, you know, what benefits or negatives your army would have fighting on that tile, which is really cool. I mean, you're taking it to the next level, you know, and it goes beyond the just doing math and killing your opponent's army. And now, you know, this is like 5th, 6th edition, 4th, 5th, 6th, you know, now in the 40K codexes, they have stratagems, you know, and things like that, things that offer that variety of play other than just straight up, you know, pitch battles, you know, your guys versus my guys, we march till we die kind of thing, you know. I never really cared for that style of play. I partook in it and I was okay at it, you know, but this lended itself to a much deeper delve into the universe of the game, universe of 40K. So you see, you can do so much more, and this just helped you do that. There was they didn't have to do this. They could have just said draw it out or whatever. And this is the final tile. It's this little spaceport. And I actually have 2 of the hive cities. I don't know where they are right now, but I know I have them. I have them in my toolbox, actually. Never mind. I do know where they are. But you get a slew of tiles. And even if you know, if you wanted to, you could combine maps. I have 2 of the Mighty Empire maps. I only got 1 of these, unfortunately, and you can almost never, you can't even find these anymore. If you do, it's a ridiculous price for it. But I can combine this with the other 2 Mighty Empire maps, and we're talking a table-wide campaign map. And yeah, sure, it may be, to some players, it's like, you know, way too much to go through to play a game, just to play a quick game of 40K. But then obviously this isn't for you. You know, if that's what your intention is, you know, there's plenty of places you could go, plenty of shops you could go and pick up a game. That, I mean, if you're not playing 40K just to play 40K and, you know, not able to pick up a game, that's on you. I mean, unless you're physically incapable. And if you are, that sucks, I'm sorry. And hopefully maybe you can connect with somebody online. Maybe they can come and play, you know, a game or 2. But if you're not playing, you're not wanting to play. That's the bottom line. You can blame the world, you can, you know, blame your bus, you can blame your wife, your kids, your dog, whatever. If you're not playing 40K, it's because you don't want to play 40K or any other miniature game. That's it. You know. So you can play anywhere I've ever gone, any gaming shop I've ever been to. Anyone. There has never been a time where someone hasn't said, are you looking to play a game of 40K? Are you looking to play a game of War Machine? Are you looking to play a game of Infinity? You want to throw on a quick game of this or that? I've never been anywhere where they haven't asked me that. So you can play if you want to. This just gives you the option to play in a different way. That's all. It just adds another level or layer to the cake, if you want to call it that, for this type of game. And this is so cool. This is why I picked this up. You know, I haven't played with it. I've been like doing 100 other things, you know, but really soon I'm gonna be preparing the campaign for my friends and I. You know, there's only a few of us, but so what? It is what it is, you know. And it's a cool way to play 40K. So I think if you had a chance to pick this up, keep them, paint them, get them done, get them ready, which is what I'm doing, and play. If you didn't get a chance to get them, I apologize. That sucks. Maybe you can find it on eBay, pretty cheap. I don't know. I've seen them for, you know, high prices, whatever. If you're really determined to get them, get them. Or you could draw them out yourself. You know, create card, put like cardstock, and create some tiles yourself, and throw it on that way. Whatever you can do to make your game more interesting, and more exciting for everybody. Some don't like narrative, some do. Give it a shot. Anyway, thanks for listening.